One. Okay, we're under the name Gary J's Radio, Television, and Movie Classics, or as otherwise known as Radio, Television, Movie Classics, here on Spreaker, as we just started these shows, regular podcast pictures, so that you recognize what the program is. As we start off the second half hour of Radio, Television, Movie Classics here on GJRB Online, I'm Gary J. Rustin. Thanks a lot for tuning in as we continue this trivia stuff at Radio, Television, Movie Classics. And part two will be coming up at the top of the hour. So we're going to continue with this. And we were doing the, which I think was kind of fun because I love doing this stuff. It's just absolutely fabulous. And like I said, I hope you'll join me. And we're posting all over the place here. And I'm going to be doing that throughout the show so that we get some audience. And going all over the place. So I hope you'll stick around. We've got a lot of fun stuff coming up in this next half hour of Radio, Television, and Movie Classics. So we're going to continue with the what we were doing. We were doing the primetime TV Thursday night, 1964, 1965, and we were watching the opening to Peyton Place. Then another one, Bailey's of Balboa. Anybody remember this series? I don't. So, not sure, but let's see what we have here. But of course, on Thursday nights over on the Alternative Network is what we watch everything. It's Hazel. Hazel originally aired at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time Wednesday nights on NBC. This is a commercial for her, was it 1964 Ford was a sponsor. There you go. 10 p.m. We're going to do that here. The Jimmy Dean Show. This was on. This is an advertisement for WTOP, which is the CBS affiliate in Washington D.C. And if you're young enough, you know Jimmy Dean only from his sausage. His variety show actually started on ABC, and then it ended up there. So it said it ended up there. I don't know how long it stayed on. And CBS, Better Dramas of the Decade. Yeah, let's see here. It was called The Defenders. I've never really seen the show. It's a lawyer show. And it starred E.G. Marshall. And prior to his days as Mike Brady, Robert Reed played this. The Defenders was written by, Defenders. So I'm going to have to check that show out in reruns. Finally, on NBC at the same opposite time, just opposite that, NBC in that time slot, 9 o'clock Central Time, was mystery type show. Let's see, what is this? Anybody know? Just by the theme? Anybody know just as the theme? The Kraft Suspense Theater. How good this show was.
Starring Charles McGraw, Robert Ridgely, Ted Knight.
Ted Knight? Wow.
And Barbara Turner in Once Upon a Savage Night.
Ted Knight was in that.
Kraft for good food and good food ideas.
Well, yeah. Henceforth, the name of the show was Kraft. Okay, there you go. That's a little trivia there on Radio, Television, and Movie Classics. Here on GJRB Online. Hope you're enjoying the program so far. We're going to go now to Monday nights. Circa spring 1975. So why don't we do that as we start Retro Prime Time on Radio, Television, and Movie Classics on GJRB Online, and we'll do some trivia. Let's see what we got here. Spring Monday nights on TV. Spring 1975. Let's do it right now. Starting on ABC. Of course, these are what would you watch? Typical on the three networks in the spring of 1975, ABC, CBS, and NBC. And, of course, they do this in alphabetical order, so we crank it up with ABC to start off the night. And my favorite cop drama. This is the series I would like to see come on Cozy. So anybody out there, let's campaign to get this show on Cozy. The Rookies, starring Sam Millville and Kate Jackson in one of her first regular series roles. Bruce Fairbrain. I think he kind of took over there was like two partners that Mike Danko had. Great series. And Monday nights were always fabulous because it was Crime Night on ABC, because right after the Rookies were over, it was SWAT. Rhythm and Heritage did the thing, became a hit record. Had this in my Dusty 45 collection. They used to run this when Antenna was young. Steve Forrest, of course, he was in that series. Robert Urich, before he was on Vegas. And Rob Perry. Here's another show that Cozy ought to consider. And Mark Sierra. James Coleman. Yeah, I like to see this come on Cozy. Fabulous series. Right after that was over, show that I don't remember because I think we were watching something else on another channel. Kareem. It was a Quinn Martin production. You might remember this series. I don't ever watch it. Stacy Keach was in this. Marlon Mason. And of course, I think a lot of these had different guest stars every week.
Carl Lee, special guest star Eric Braden, also starring Carl Franklin, Robert Mandan. Tonight's episode, The Mercenary.
And of course, that's your common opening for pretty much all the Quinn Martin productions. Over on the opposite network, CBS, it was Gunsmoke. And of course, I think this is we were watching when that other show was on. Because always watch Gunsmoke.
Ken Curtis as Festus. Buck Taylor as Newley.
Yep.
And starring James Arness.
And of course, this was, I believe, in their last season. Maud is after that.
Lady Godiva was a freedom rider. She didn't care if the whole world couldn't. Joan of Arc with the Lord to guide her. She was a sister who really could. Isadora was the first.
Not really crazy about this show. I was never a big fan.
And when the country was falling apart, Betsy Ross got it all sold up.
And of course, it's seen on Antenna TV, I think on the weekends. During the week, I believe, too. All right, Maud there. Then right after that, Valerie Harper, Rhoda.
I've always felt responsible for World War II. The first thing I remember remember liking that liked me back was food. In school, my grades were okay, mostly B's and C's, except for self-control. I had a bad puberty. It lasted 17 years. I'm a high school graduate. I went to art school. My entrance exam was on a book of matches. I decided to move out of
Carlton the Doorman is one of my favorite characters on this series.
This is the time I ran away from home. Eventually, I ran to Minneapolis, where it's cold, and I figured I'd keep better.
Mary Tyler
now
Moore.
I'm back in Manhattan. New York, this is your last chance.
Ah, yes. Here's another show I'd like to see on Cozy, Medical Center. This is a lost series. I wonder why. There must be a hold on the broadcast rights. I think that's what it is. Chad Everett. Guy I don't think he's around here. James Daly. They always open up very dramatically with with an incident or something that happens that lands her in the hospital. Then we go to NBC, and the famous Peacock was still alive in 1975.
On NBC.
And on NBC in those days, the Smothers Brothers moved over to that network. This must have been opposite the Rookies, of course. Not that big on the Smothers Brothers, though, for some reason. I just don't really care for these guys. They're kind of goofy. I recall my dad didn't like them too much either.
We continue now with a case of rape, starring Elizabeth.
Then we follow that by a movie on the NBC Monday Night Movie. And there you go. There's our lineup once again. Starting at 8 o'clock p.m., ABC started their night with the Rookies. Then at 9 o'clock, it was SWAT. And right after that, Kareem at 10 o'clock. Over on CBS, they started their night at 8 o'clock with Gunsmoke, which was opposite the Rookies. It's kind of a battle between those two with me, though, because I still like watch Gunsmoke, but I love the Rookies. 9 o'clock, Maude. 9:30, Rhoda. And then we finished the night at 10 o'clock with great medical drama, Medical Center. Over on NBC, 8 o'clock, started the night with an hour with the Smothers Brothers, which I was, like I said, not that big of a fan of these guys for some reason. I don't know why. I just never really cared for them. But anyway, if you were, more power to you. Follow that at 9 o'clock by a movie, NBC Monday Night at the Movies. And that was on Monday night in the spring of 1975 on Radio, Television, and Movie Classics. Coming up next hour, we'll take a look at the top 20 movies in 1975. So stay tuned for that on Radio, Television, and Movie Classics. You're on GJRB Online. Gary J. Russell with you. Hope you're enjoying the program wherever you're listening across America. Love doing this program because we have so much fun doing this trivia stuff. It's a blast. Okay, I enjoy doing this. I had a great time talking about some of this trivia stuff because it's just absolutely fun. And if you enjoy the program, thanks a lot for tuning in. You want to drop in and be on the program, love to hear from you if you're a big trivia buff and you like this stuff like I do. Radio, Television, and Movie Classics here on Spreaker. And like I said, I'm in the chat room. I'm on Spreaker. And all you got to do is go into into my Twitter account and go in there. I am the Radio Maniac. Okay, now you'll see all that when you go into my Spreaker public site. Go there, go www.spreaker.com/user/ and I gotta go over here and do that 150525, or just go into my Twitter public site and you'll see the show title come up. and it'll show the widget. And when you hit that play arrow, it'll play this program. And all you have to do is do that. Once you do that, then it'll come up. That's how that works. So you can be part of the program. And I always love having people on board to enjoy the program. I really enjoy doing this show, so please do stop in and listen to the show. Got some great trivia coming up this hour. 10 minutes to the top of the hour here on Radio, Television, and Movie Classics. And I'm the Radio Maniac, Gary J. Russin, and the TV Maniac and the Trivia Maniac, Radio, Television, and Movie Classics. And you can get in and get on the program and talk to me. I love to hear from you if you have something that you want to contribute. We'll be talking later on the last hour. When we get into the last hour, I'll be doing something I think is going to be kind of cool. It's what I do, Americana, which was and is no more, kind of dedicated to Doug Hirth, who's a radio personality in Pittsburgh. Got me into this, remembering things that just don't exist anymore for one reason or the other. You just don't see it no more. So, and we talk about it. And being that school's starting, we just kind of talk about some of the old things we used to take to school with us, like our book bags and lunch boxes. So we're going to talk about old lunch boxes in the last hour. So, come on board, tell your friends, hit the like button, share this program. Let's get somebody out there. I want to hear from you. Let's participate in some fun trivia today on Radio, Television, and Movie Classics on GJRB Online. And coming up, we're going to do some trivia. And let's see here. In the next hour, I'll pop that. Let's see. Let's just do that. Every once in a while, it comes down with that copy button. And I really don't care to use it. Let's see what we got here. We'll do weather on the 5s and turn it over to the new hour, Radio, Television, and Movie Classics. We're going to do that. And actually, I'm going to stay on because I never know if somebody's going to come in. And I really don't like to go off if I can get some more listeners. So we're going to stay on until the end of this segment, which will be about 21 minutes after 3 o'clock. Okay, so when we do that, around there, and I will flip it on over, and we're going to do some trivia here. Like I said earlier, I have some parts of the previous Radio, Television, Movie Classics I did back in April. I lost a part of that show, which had the mystery trivia questions on it. And so I'm just going to start all over again with some new mystery questions. But I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, crime, drama, or something. I can't remember what the mystery questions were. So I'm going to start all over again. And whatever that, I think I have it on the computer here. So we might just go ahead and redo those. I think that would be a lot better to just redo them, because I'm not sure exactly where I was, and since my brain tumor, my brain doesn't function like it used to, so I don't remember exactly what I left off on those trivia questions because they're kind of lost. So I'm going to just use those trivia questions again for a new set of mystery questions, because I can't seem to find it at this point. Coming up, though, at the beginning of next hour, I'm going to be doing some trivia, so stay tuned for that, and some TV guide pages, which would be kind of fun. I always like doing those. And we dig up a few of those, and that's coming up next here on Radio, Television, and Movie Classics, so stay tuned for that. Right now, though, weather on the 5s. Take a look. And let me see if we can just turn that up just a little bit and do it again. There we go. Didn't have the volume up high enough for that, so let's just do it again. Let's take a look at some temperatures across the land and see what's going on. Los Angeles, California, checking in 73 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. 74 in Cedar Rapids. Let's dig in and go down the ways a little bit and see what's going on in places like, well, Fairbanks, Alaska, where our good friends, the Summers, are located. And according to their town site station, it's 59 degrees right now. 59 degrees, and I guess they say they get no winds there. Your barometric pressure is 29.56 inches of mercury, and you get cloudy skies, 46 degree dew point, but your relative humidity is 74%. So, hey, not bad at all. Again, 59 degrees for Fairbanks, Alaska right now. Let's visit Dallas, Texas. Okay, the Dallas, Texas right now. Dallas, you guys, according to your Dallas Arts District station, it's hot for you guys. 92 degrees, feels like 101 degrees right now. North winds at 9 miles per hour, gusting to 20. And it says tomorrow's temperature is going to stay the same. So your UV index is really at 9. You have a 37 degrees in air quality, 37 on the air quality, and you have high ragweed pollen. So I hate to be down there right now, seasoning. 29.84 inches of mercury on your barometer, and you have a relative humidity at 47%. So, yeah, chalk it up for what it is. Yeah, and I don't know, you guys are under any kind of advisories. I know pretty much some of the southern states are, but you do have a wide chance of scattered thunderstorms. We have 30% for you guys tonight. Then this evening, partly cloudy, low 77 degrees with southeast winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Intervals of clouds, sunshine, stray shower or two, possible high of 95. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow night for Dallas, partly cloudy, stray shower, thunderstorm, 77, southeast winds, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Weather on the 5s, 25 and 45 minutes past the hour on all music shows, 25 and 55 on all talk shows, and any time in the hour that ends in 5 during radio, television, movie classics. So if we get heavy into trivia and we miss the weather, we'll do it any time in the hour right here on GJRB Online. Got some more radio, television, and movie classics coming up right after the break. Watch. Pray. For we not know what hour the Son of God will return. Prophecy, New World Order, terrorism, economic collapse, wars, pandemics, Israel. When they say peace, then cometh sudden destruction. Volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, signs in the heavens. Keep up with world news and events you hear on GJRB's News on the Hour. Go to End Time Headlines at www.endtimeheadlines.org. With a lot of chaos happening, keep in touch with End Time Headlines and GJRB. And you're listening to radio, television, and movie classics on GJRB Online. Got some more good stuff coming your way. Stay tuned for more great trivia and fun in hour number 2 of radio, television, and movie classics right here on GJRB Online. It's 4 o'clock Central Time, 5 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Pacific on GJRB Online right here on Spreaker. And I'm Gary J. Russell. Hope you're enjoying the program wherever you're listening to it on radio, television, and movie classics right here. This is the GJRB Online Network. Recently, the owner of Facebook had to face Congress over personal information on Facebook users. In addition, users were saying that their postings were being deleted. Getting sick and tired of your censorship and your data being used without your permission? Do something about it now. Come to MeWe, the internet social site that values your freedom. No more deleted postings. Make a step to freedom. Sign up today. It's easy. Go to www.MeWe.com. That's M-E-W-E. MeWe, the internet's free speech social site. Imagine one day tuning around on your internet radio only to find a station playing old radio programs complete with commercials and thinking, what am I tuning into? The past? You might be, or it's just GJRB Online and Radio Land. A day of nothing but classic radio shows, back to back with classic commercials in between. Like the days of radio. Almost like your computer is picking up signals through time. Closer than you'll ever get to time travel. Radio Land. Coast to coast and way out there, fans. Listen up. If you like UFO conspiracies, ghosts, and the paranormal, you'll love Spaced Out Radio. Spreaker's answer to Coast AM, with more interesting guest experts in the paranormal and UFOs each month. If you like Way Out There, you'll love Spaced Out Radio. Own the night with Spaced Out Radio with Dave Scott. Nightly at 11 p.m. Central, 12 o'clock midnight Eastern, and 9 p.m. Pacific. On Spreaker, on Periscope, and on D-Talk Radio Network. Alrighty then. Welcome to the second hour of radio, television, and movie classics on GJRB Online. Here at Spreaker. I'm Gary J. Russin on a Friday afternoon. Hope you're enjoying the program. Great trivia and stuff, and great memories is always fun to share here on our program. Live from Clinton's North End, just above the Lion Shopping District. Main Avenue here in North Clinton. Radio, television, movie classics on GJRB Online on Spreaker. So I hope you'll stay with me for some great radio and then trivia and stuff this hour. And we'll continue doing some of that trivia stuff. We enjoy the show. Love doing this program because I have so much fun reminiscing this old stuff. Because, you know, if we didn't, it would just be forgotten. You know, it would just go into the ether, and no one would think about these old shows because they were so good and so memorable and a lot of great times. You know, it's lost if you don't go back and remember some of this stuff. And, you know, just it. The stuff from 1975, stuff from 64, stuff from... It just gets lost. But, you know, I've said it before. A lot of these shows like Green Acres and Hogan's Heroes and My Three Sons, that's my childhood, folks. You know, that's all there is to it. That was the time. You know, and television was television, and people would go around gather around the TV set and family night, and you had clean television, and you didn't have to worry about what was coming out of the speakers that were not such great language. I mean, how could they even call some of today's shows, you know, kids programs, you know? I mean, really. I mean, how can you sit there and actually call them that? Because a lot of the programs are not family-oriented. You know what I mean? And I hope you'll stay with me. Got a lot of really good stuff coming up this hour, so why don't we continue with our radio, television, movie classics in hour number 2. We're going to be talking about Ralph Waite, who played on the Waltons as the father of the Waltons. We're going to be doing a little bit on him, a little profile piece, so stay tuned for that. And a whole lot more, so stay with me as radio, television, movie classics continue here on GJRB Online. And let's see, I have that 60 minutes trivia questions, so we're going to kind of go into there, because let me see where I have that. I think it's either in this bank or the next one, where I had the trivia questions on about 60 minutes. Where is that? Let me see if I can find that. I'll try the other bank of favorites. Got to clean this favorites bank out, because I think that's why I can never find it. Cop and detective shows, 1950s. I think that's my mystery questions, because I remember saving that now. Come to think of it, I think this is it. So I'm going to redo that, because for some reason, like I said, the last show, parts of it are missing. So I'm just going to start all over again with that because of that. Because I don't know what happened to the to that particular episode. Some parts were lost, and I don't know what happened to them. So that's what I'm going to do. Meanwhile, I'm looking for that 60 minutes trivia questions. And darn if I can find them. So I'm going to look here. Let me see if I can find it. I'm going to look in my tablet here and see maybe it's on one of the other. Let's see here. I'm going to look in my bookmarks and see maybe I'm finding it on my tablet. If I don't find it anywhere else, maybe it's in my mobile questions. Let's see. If I can't find anywhere else, it's probably in my mobile because there's my Ralph Waite bio in my top 20 movies. So it's in there somewhere. 60 minutes trivia questions. Should be in here. Okay, here we go. It's a people quiz. Little known characters in TV shows. Oh, darn it. Where did I see that? I know I saved it. Now I can't find it. Go figure. Let me see. With luck, I might find it. I know, let me see. Because I think maybe what I did was I saved it. Here it is. It's under my documents. No wonder I couldn't find it. It's just under my documents. Okay, let's see what we got here. It's going to be coming up here in just a couple of seconds. Pull that up. Here we go. Let's do it. Here they are. And let's see if anybody out there listening to the program might be able to answer these trivia questions. So we're going to do that right now. 60 minutes trivia questions. So we're going to leave it and see if there's anybody out there who might just be tuning in. In what year did 60 Minutes make its debut? 1960, A, 1968, B, 1970, C, 1971, or D, 1973? When did 60 Minutes debut? Number 2, through 2010, 60 Minutes was only airing one network. It's only airing on one network. Can you name the network? Of course, this is real easy. ABC, NBC, CBS, PBS. Take your pick. But you know what the right answer is, don't you? Number 3, Mike Wallace was one of the two of the original 60 Minutes hosts. Who was the third? Who was the other? Was it A, Dan Rather, B, Andy Rooney, C, Harry Reasoner, or D, Ed Bradley? Okay. Once again, Mike Wallace was one of the two of the original 60 Minutes hosts. Who was the other? A, Dan Rather, B, Andy Rooney, C, Harry Reasoner, or D, Ed Bradley? Let's go to number 4. What brand of stopwatch was featured during the opening of the show? Was it A, Timex, B, Bulova, C, Aristo, or D, Citizen? Now, I got that answer wrong. So, this will be interesting. We'll have the answers here coming up. Number 5, who created 60 Minutes? Was it A, Les Moonves, whoever that is, B, Don Hewitt, C, Fred Silverman, or D, Walter Cronkite? Number 6, what year did Andy Rooney begin his regular air segment? A Few Minutes with Andy Rooney. Was it A, 1968, B, 1975, C, 1978, or D, 1980? Now, if you're just tuning in and you're listening to these trivia questions, you can still get in on it. Okay, I'm going to leave it open, and I'm going to keep on distributing this program throughout social sites. Hopefully, maybe we get some listeners this afternoon, and you can answer these questions. And on radio, television, movie classics, we're doing 60 Minutes trivia here, so you're welcome to be in on this. Which Canadian news show served as the inspiration for 60 Minutes? Now, I didn't know this. This is interesting. What Canadian show, a Canadian news show, served as the inspiration for 60 Minutes? Was it A, This Hour Has 7 Days, B, CTV National News, C, W5, or D, Nature of Things? Okay, which Canadian news program served as the inspiration for 60 Minutes? At number 9, Which newscaster then joined 60 Minutes team in 1970 and then took over for Harry Reasoner when he left for ABC in 1978? Was it A, Roger Mudd, B, Morley Safer, C, Charles Kuralt, or D, Morton Dean? Okay. And then finally, which part-time correspondent was also hosted Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Was it Regis Philbin, Meredith Vieira, Bryant Gumbel, or Paula Zahn? Now, this was interesting because I thought for sure one of the two answers was correct. So we're going to see if there's anybody out there who might be able to get these answers. If you just tuned in, I will repeat the questions here in just a few minutes. You're listening to Radio, Television, and Movie Classics on GJRB Online. You're welcome to join the program. And if you're listening, if you just tuned in at the tail end of the trivia questions, I will repeat those so that, and I'll give you the right answers. So if you're listening to the program, if you just tuned in, I will give you I'll repeat the question, see if there's anybody out there to answer it. Otherwise, I'll give you the answers to those questions. Okay? So that's coming up next on Radio, Television, and Movie Classics on GJRB Online here on Spreaker. And I'm always glad to bring you this program. It's always fun trivia. And we do this the second week of each month and with reruns. And sometimes, you never know, a spontaneous episode might pop up somewhere. I'm working on the next one. I'm working on 104 right now. So I'll have new trivia questions and some new stuff on the next show. Actually, I think episode 104, I'm looking at doing some more retro primetime, and we're going to do retro primetime early 80s. We haven't done anything from the early 80s, so we're going to go to early 80s for our next retro primetime. And I got a few other neat little trivia stuff coming up, too. So hang in there. Meanwhile, let me see. We got coming up here, Radio, Television, Movie Classics. Thanks a lot for tuning in. We'll be doing now is, I don't have the theme to the Waltons. I'll probably find it. But we're talking about Ralph Waite, who, as you well know, played the father, patriarch of the Waltons on CBS from 1972 to around 80, 81, was it 82? I don't remember exactly when it went off the air, but absolutely fabulous. Ralph Waite, he was born in White Plains, New York, June 22nd, 1928, educated in Bucknell University, where he graduated with a BA degree. And then he existed rather aimlessly as a young adult, trying to find his way in the world. Occupations he went included social worker. He came and went. He was a social worker. He was a religious editor for Harper and Row. I never heard of that. Harper and Row. He was a Presbyterian minister. And spending 3 years at the Yale School for Divinity at the age of 30. However, he began studying acting and found that his life's passion. And he went his professional New York in 1960 production of The Balcony, Circle in the Square, and then he was seen on Broadway. Blues for Mr. Charlie, before earning fine reviews in 1965 alongside Faye Dunaway in Hogan's Goat, and enough to encourage him to move west and began collecting bit parts in prestigious shows, including Cool Hand Luke. These are prestigious movies. Cool Hand Luke, 1967. 5 Easy Pieces in 1970. And also includes some films coming of age, like Last Summer in 1969, starring an up-and-coming talent with Richard Thomas. So he worked with Richard Thomas way before the Waltons. Wow. Never knew that. Son of a gun. Also, predominantly Waite's success story years to come included 3 on-stage productions of contemporary plays, The Trial of Lee Harvey Oswald, as well as Shakespearean classics, Claudius and Hamlet. So he did those as well. Fabulous. But his stardom came in the Waltons, of course, in 1971. He did play in the pilot episode, as you will know. That was the role of John Olivia was played by Andrew Dugan and Patricia Neal. But he later was picked for that part alongside Michael Leonard and Richard Thomas, who played the son John Boy. Waite was also included in several other episodes of the series, 9 seasons throughout the 70s. So, and then he played in Roots. I remember that. The Secret Life of John Chapman, 1976. OHMS, 1980. Angel City, 1980. Gentleman's Bandit, 1981. And also included other films, including On the Nickel, 1980. Which he wrote and directed. So this guy was like very active in acting in movies. So he was really he was the top of his game then. In 1971, he earned the Waltons earned him a lot of Emmys. When it ended in 1981, there you go. Ended in 1981. So he ventured off playing in other parts, including movies like The Mississippi in 1982. And he played in Criminal Lawyer and abandoned his practice. And Life Captain of Riverboat lasted only a year, that show. Death of a Salesman, 1998. The Gin Game, 1999. Ancestral Voices, 2000. I never saw that one. The Thing of Darkness. So he did some scary films too. He also was on HBO series Carnival, 2003. And then, of course, he played a priest on Days of Our Lives. For quite a long time, I remember him playing that part. Father Matt. He was on there for quite a while playing that part. And he did a good job with that. I was surprised to see him on Days of Our Lives when he came on there. But he was on there. It's like, wow. Amazing. Anyway, he played a priest, Father Matt, and carried on that part until he just about died. I think that was his last part of anything before he died. Although he was quite capable of villainy, but he was comfortable as a quiet man. He continued to act well in the 80s, but notably playing Father Harmon on NCIS in 2003. And for many years, Waite was passionate on political ambitions. Yeah, he had political ambitions, too. Twice successful in Congress seat, 1990 and 98. Palm Desert resident during his attempt as a 70-year-old California Democrat, hopeful for a seat left vacant by Sonny Bono. Yeah. After his fatal skiing accident in 1998, ultimately defeating Bono's widow, Mary Bono. And he died, of course, February 13th. He died right on my birthday, 2014, at the age of 85. Survived by his third wife, Linda East, and then married in 1982, 2 daughters from his first marriage. So there you go. And, of course, we can't forget the fact that he also starred in a couple of reunions of the Waltons, which were very well done. As a matter of fact, they did a reunion on Specials, and absolutely fabulous actor, one of the best, I'm telling you what. This is Gary J's Radio, Television, and Movie Classics here on GJRB Online. We're going to kind of flip over here for station identification, and we'll be returning with more of Radio, Television, and Movie Classics coming up in this next half hour, we'll continue, and I'll answer those trivia questions about 60 minutes. And we're going to delve into some more great trivia. So stay with me. Radio, television, and movie classics. Taking a break right after we could briefly flip. Going to do station identification on the GJRB online network.